All right, so we are back on this project of this 9320. A while ago, we had the control cable going to the PTO. That was stretched out and the PTO wasn't fully engaging. So we replaced the cable, got that problem situated, and then we started having issues where we were plugging the hydraulic filter. So we figured that we had a bad PTO clutch. So we took this PTO clutch assembly out, and we really didn't find anything that was too all elaborate here. There's not a lot of metal. There's no metal filings actually in this unit, but these discs are discolored a little bit from the clutch not being fully engaged. So we're going to replace that stuff, but we need to figure out where the metal is coming from that's getting into the hydraulic filter. So we're going to go through and drop a couple of plugs out, drain some oil from the transmission, the differentials. Now the hydraulic system on this tractor is different from the axles and the transmission. So we've got to separate things a little bit here, and we've just got to try to find where the problem is coming from. I know we should have done this before we took the PTO clutch out, but we had a lot of things leaning towards that, thinking that we took the clutch out of it when that cable is screwed up, which, hindsight 2020, that clutch would probably be okay just the way it is. Put it back together like that. But as long as we have it tore apart, we might as well put new parts back into it. So we've got to do some diagnosis after the fact here, which is kind of backwards, but hey, it draws in some good comments from some of the guys that really are professionals that like to comment on things here. So, all right, we'll do some homework here. Well, we've drained a little bit of oil out of the transmission in this black pail. Front axle's in this white one up here, and the rear axle's in this one. Now, we did do the brakes on this a couple of years ago, and there isn't any foreign material. I mean, there's a little bit of dirt in that one because I had some dirt fall off the rear differential. I got a magnet on the end of my flashlight here, and that's pretty clean. I mean, there might be a little bit of debris there, but not much. Same with the back one. Pretty clean. Watch this one here. Got my light on? Yeah. There was some big flakes that I seen in this pail. This one in particular, which we don't know. I mean, that could be a clutch pack, part of a clutch pack or something coming apart. We don't know. So the next step is we are going to drain the oil out of this transmission, pull the screen out of it. We're just kind of doing all this stuff, waiting for these PTO parts to come in. They should be there. But we're just looking for more bad news. And we're also going to pull the hydraulic filter and the transmission filter and cut them apart to see what kind of stuff we have in either one of those. So fun times. Alright, so we've got all of the oil drained out of the transmission. Made somewhat of a mess just because there's that. Oh, there's a alright, we've got this transmission oil drained, which that made kind of a mess because there is a there's an elbow fitting right in the bottom of the fuel tank that the oil has to cross over the top of, and that is kind of in the way. It allows the oil to go everywhere. So we're pulling this screen out now, which that doesn't look horrible. Well, I think I spoke too soon. There is a pile of garbage on the end of it. So that's not good. So, yeah. All right. Okay, so there is the pile of metal. We'll throw that right in there, like that. And we can clean it. And we'll figure out what our pieces are all about here. That could just be corn silage crap. Which, that's all that is. It's not really metallic in nature. So, this is just dirt. It's not really, there's not really too much metal there. So, I don't know what we've got going on here. So, we'll have to cut a filter apart next. There's a little bit of material there, but I wouldn't say, unless it's aluminum, and there's some metal there, but this here seems like it's just dirt. That's just dirt. Alright. Well, we've got the oil drained out of the transmission. I have removed the transmission filter and the hydraulic filter, and neither one have any debris in them. Nothing to speak of. So this one is the hydraulic filter here, which there's the same part number. There's just nothing in them. I opened up the transmission filter a little further, and there is just nothing in it. So we might have a bad sending unit or something that is alerting us that the filters are plugging. So we've got some of our brake discs, not all of them, are clutch discs. So we haven't got all the parts to put this back together, but we'll keep on carrying on here. We've got to get new oil put back in this transmission, and then get our PTO clutch back together. I do have a couple of bolts to dig out and fix. There's a bolt here holding this hydraulic line, steering line on. We need to dig that out and get it fixed and clean things up here. Well, we didn't get all of the parts that we needed for this tractor today, but we're slowly going through some of the other problems in this stud. For the steel line clamp holder on this side was broke. So I welded an actual hose holder on there. It might not quite be the diameter it needs to be for them steel lines, but at least we've got something on there. And I'll show you what's going on with this truck. We talked the other day, well, the gasket that was on this sleeper, it's here somewhere. No, it's right here. It was ripped up at the top of the cab, and it was leaking. Well, it was leaking water down into the cab. So we were talking about taking this sleeper off, but Jared ended up ordering a gasket for it, and he's getting things cleaned up to put a new gasket in between the sleeper and the cab. What happened to the camera? Part of the liner screwed it up, you think?
I don't know, it's not getting power.
Oh, okay. So he's getting that situated, and he'll get a new gasket in there. So the other jobs that we're doing are just basic truck services and whatnot. Andrew and Wilkins are working on corner wheels here. Where's your safety glasses? In the drawer in there. There's that snap ring's gonna go flying on you, bub. There's stuff that you haven't seen before yet. You don't want to waste them eyes. Right, Wilkins? You getting her there, bud?
Yeah.
All right. So this side, this on the right-hand side, boy, for what it's worth, I should probably peel this guy off too and weld a new one on. But what it is a bracket that has the nut, or the threads rather, in there, and then the bolt just goes into it. Maybe I can run a tap in it and clean them threads up, put a new bolt in there. But